Hi, honors students. Dean Corvino here with our weekly video message, and I am joined today by Honors College faculty member Professor Layla Sachi, soon to be called Dr. Layla Sachi because she recently defended her doctoral dissertation in philosophy. Welcome, Layla.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Sure. Well, as a philosophy professor myself, I am very excited about this. Can you tell us a little bit about what your dissertation is about?
My dissertation addresses the question of what we should do when we become aware that our peer disagrees with us. In the literature currently, there's only three possible options. One is to give equal weight to the opposing view and suspend judgment. Another option is to remain steadfast, and in which case you would give no weight to that opposing view.
Mm-hmm.
And the third option is to give up your view altogether and give more weight to the opposing view. My dissertation proposes a fourth option, which is reasonable disagreement. In common parlance, we understand this as agreeing to disagree. But my view is that we can remain steadfast and hold our beliefs, but this doesn't require that we think that the opposing view is somehow unreasonable. So it is possible in some circumstances to remain steadfast, retain your view, while at the same time believing that the opposing view is also reasonable. This is a problem in epistemology, and I hope that my dissertation solves it.
Interesting. And it seems like it's a very relevant issue right now because we're living in such a polarized time. There's so much disagreement in the world, and so much of that seems to boil down to people thinking not just that the other person is wrong, but that they're completely unreasonable, just beyond the pale for believing whatever they believe. And it becomes really ugly sometimes. Can you give us any sort of insight from your dissertation that we might apply to this current moment?
Yeah, sure. I'll try. What has really come out of this project is my belief that disagreement is somehow necessary for advancing understanding. And the reason why disagreement is so important in our discourse is that when we look back on the history of when we've made the most advances, we see that disagreement is really at the heart of these. If it weren't for disagreement, then we wouldn't be pushed to really investigate why we believe what we believe and challenge what we believe. And in the current political climate right now, we tend to be more protectionist about our beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
And we are living, it seems, increasingly in these sort of ideological silos.
Mm-hmm.
And what I hope that my dissertation can encourage is a way to reach out and out of our silos and across the aisle and so on, to understand where the disagreement lies. What is motivating the other view? What is the justification that they have for their position? Because at the end of the day, we're all human beings, and understanding where our disagreements really lie is at the heart of being able to resolve them. Resolve them in such a way that's not just pragmatic, not just political, but resolve them in a way that helps advance our understanding and helps us get closer to the truth. Because after all, isn't that what we want?
I like this so much, thinking of disagreement as a kind of constructive tension as opposed to the destructive force that we normally consider it in this polarized world. That's very, very helpful. One last question. What does it feel like to have finished your doctoral dissertation? I know this is something I did over 20 years ago, so it's a little rusty in my memory. What's it like to be on the brink of being Dr. Layla Sachi?
It's both fulfilling, but at the same time, it's not as relieving as I thought it would be. I feel excited to embark on the next stage. Now that my dissertation is finished, I feel like I've only just scratched the surface of the subject and can't wait to get out there and do all the projects that I put on the shelf while I was trying to focus on getting my dissertation done.
Well, I think a lot of our honors students can relate to that because it seems like there's always more work to be done. But I hope that nevertheless you take a moment to savor the moment because it's an exciting one. What about you, honors students? Have you ever thought about doing a PhD, maybe in philosophy? What are some of your other goals? And what do you think about disagreement in the world and how we should approach it? You can leave comments in the comment section as always. Thank you so much, Professor Leila Sachi, and we'll see you all soon.
Thanks for having me. Bye-bye.